Crypto frog in the area. Now, since the crypto market seems to be going a little bit down the shitter, I thought I'd go back to my roots and really just focus on one lower cap project that I think has the ability to crush. Because, I mean, no one does it better than me when I put my mind to it. And this is a project I actually mentioned in passing in one of my Alpha Gravy streams, but the more I've been looking at it, the more I'm just like, fuck, it's impressive. Let's do the normal YouTube stuff. By the way, the project's name is Sarcophagus. SARCO is the ticker. I'm Crypto Frog. Welcome. If you're not subscribed, click subscribe. Almost up to 8k. Yeah. Thumbs up. Momoland says thumbs up. And we all know you love to simp for Asian girls. You're into crypto. And disclaimer, no financial advice. Those are the rules, yo. You can also follow me on Twitter, CryptoFrog202. But I prefer a subscribe on YouTube. I have enough cryptocurrency apes following me on fucking Twitter. Alright, so Bitcoin's like just hanging around $40,000, but that's not what we're here to talk about. Like I say, I thought I'd take it a little bit back to my roots. Because, you know, what I think really brought me to the light in terms of just like pure crushing is my ability to spot stone cold fucking gems that are as yet unappreciated by the unwashed masses. So, this is the website for Sarcophagus. As you can see, it's fucking sexy as hell. You can find the website via CoinGecko. Just type in the ticker SARCO. And you'll be able to get to the website. It is a decentralized deadman switch on Ethereum, but I think they are planning on going cross-chain as well, which makes it doubly, if not triply, exciting. Sarcophagus, as it says here, is an autonomous, incentivized app built on Ethereum and Arweave. Join the Discord, sign up for updates, blah, 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 blah. So what is a deadman switch? You probably all know, but it is something that is designed to be activated or deactivated if the human operator becomes incapacitated, such as if you croak it, if you're put in a coma, or if you are physically removed from control. Like those bad guys out of Taken. And you don't have a Liam Neeson to save you. Some of the use cases: will and trust, password recovery, credential pass down, political activism, key material backup, emergency communication. You can also scroll down, see their timeline here. And as you can see here, they're looking into doing different things, not only on Ethereum, but also on DOT. And they may move on to other things. Their partners and supporters are Near, Open Web Collective, Decent Labs, and Arweave. Now, what really brought my attention to this project is because I was like super into Arweave back in the day, and ever since I made my video like 10 months ago now on Arweave, it's kind of shocking how I just picked that and just thought, yeah, that is awesome. And I think this is like Sarcophagus is like Arweave's baby brother, but for how much longer, who knows? In case you aren't aware what Arweave is, it's basically one of the few projects out there where you can store data permanently, like forever. But we won't talk too much about Arweave, but I will give myself some brownie points. Because the current price of Arweave is now $19.13. Let's have a look how much it cost when CryptoFrog, as you can see here, CryptoFrog, permanent storage with Arweave, June 27th, 2020. When I made the video, the price of Arweave was $1.58. Current price, almost $20. So there you go. So what is Sarcophagus and how is it different from pretty much anything I've seen anywhere in terms of crypto and DeFi and all that kind of stuff? So what it does, it essentially allows you to manage your virtual assets in a way where you don't have to worry so much if something terrible were to happen to you. That's one way of putting it. There are other use cases, of course. But it's a way of, Bitcoin came out 15, 20 years ago, whatever, 15 years ago now. Some of us aren't spring chickens anymore. And some of us have substantial funds in the cryptocurrencies. And a lot of us haven't made plans for what we might do should such a day arrive where we were unable to pass said assets on, perhaps worth tens, hundreds, perhaps millions of dollars, onto our offspring or to some random bloke down the street. Well, this allows you to do it in 100% safe way. Now, I think the hump people need to get over, and eventually they got over with it with Arweave, and I think they'll get it over with Sarcophagus, is that it does take a bit of research to get your head around. That's just a fact. Let's take a look at DEX tools as well, because to be quite frank, the chart is looking juicy right now. Now, I think there was one big kind of like influencer who may have tweeted a couple of times about it. Now, I must say, disclaimer as well, I was not paid by Sarcophagus to make this video, although if they want to send me some tokens, they can feel free. Just hit me up on Twitter. The price right now is $2.80. There's a fixed supply of 100 million, but the circulating supply, I checked the Etherscannerino, and the circulating supply, as far as I could work out, is only actually around 400,000. So this would put its market cap at like circa $1 million, which I'm sure you all agree would be fucking cheap. Oh, is cheap as fuck. Especially with all the dross out there. You know, it's good to see that there are projects out there that are crushing. Now, this is their Twitter account. You can see it is Sarcophagus.io. I left a at in my tweet when I told you about this video. They only have 566 followers right now. They've been working on this for ages. And as I am kind of drawn like a moth to a flame in regards to anything aesthetically pleasing, you can tell a lot of work has gone into this website, and there is a whole host of information available to you should you choose to check it out. This is the GitHub. As you can see, they have been rather busy updating, but they've been busy for a fair few years as far as I can figure out. So you've got this decentralized deadman switch, which as far as I can tell, no one is pushing the boundaries in terms of something like this. And as I said before, it's around this kind of time, I think, that we really need a project like this. The guys behind it, the dev team, are like highly experienced. They've worked on other projects. I believe they work closely with Arweave as well. They know their security. You don't have to worry too much about that. Obviously, do your own research. So they spent like a lot of blood, sweat and tears getting this ready to go. Because there is demand out there, believe it or not. I mean, some of us might have like a couple of $100 in MetaMask or whatever and think, oh, fuck it, who gives a shit? But there are big players out there who need stuff like this. Talking like venture capitalists, VC groups in cryptocurrency. They need something to keep their shit safe in an emergency situation. I'll give you a brief rundown on how it actually works, but I think I would actually be here for quite a long time if I went through it in its entirety. I will just give you the base layer. If you like what you see, if you think it's quite sexy, then it's entirely up to you to do your own research. I'm just your vessel. Think of me as your vessel of gravy. So there's always been this kind of need for a dead man switch. I mean, I don't know whether I can say his name on YouTube without getting kicked off, but Julian Assange, WikiLeaks, all that kind of shit. So it isn't just limited to people with cryptocurrency. It's limited. It's also actually the limits are boundless if you really think about it. Because if you have certain information, because all it goes without saying, if you have millions of dollars of cryptocurrency that you want to keep safe until a certain point in time, or you just want to keep it locked until you want to open again, encrypted. So it's all encrypted. Plus, if you are someone who has some big bombshell journalist or whatever, but you're kind of scared. You got the glowies after you. Oh, I don't know whether I'm allowed to say glowies anymore. The 3-letter agencies after you or whatever. But you want something that is set to open to someone who has the keys, has the means to open it. You can do that. And plus, they will only be able to open it at the time you have set, unless you yourself personally change the time. So I think it's got to the point now. I mean, this has always kind of been talked about, I think, in cryptocurrency, but now we're reaching the point with projects like Arweave and now Sarcophagus, where the technology is really there to do it in a way that is truly safe, encrypted, and most importantly, decentralized. So no one's getting their dirty mitts on your information. I mean, let's think about it. As of now, without a project like this, what would be your kind of way of ensuring your family member or whatever were able to access your funds in your ledger or something? Would you like write down your seed words and put it in an envelope and say, don't open this till I die? I mean, would that really be something you would want to trust someone who doesn't know too much about crypto to do? I know I certainly wouldn't. Especially when people are rummaging around in your drawers after the funeral, after a couple of beers, etc., etc. So the thing with the deadman switch then, so as I said before, it's actually something that is, rather than being something that goes off with a certain action, it's something happens with inaction. So basically you set the time. When the time comes, it opens to that particular person. With the certain private key on Ethereum. And I believe as well that that person doesn't need... They may actually need no Ethereum to open it. I'm not entirely sure. But let's get into it a bit more in detail. So this, if you go on here, you can go learn, drop down menu, how it works. Probably could do with reading that about the token incentives, about blog, frequently asked questions, get into that in a minute. Use, mainnet app. It's unaudited at the minute. I believe they're working on audits, and good thing for all you farmers out there, you can farm it, but I'll get into the returns, etc. in a minute. Governance app as well, and play merch drop. Oh, I'm done with merch, NFTs, fuck that. Anyway, so this is the app itself. This is the tomb. So this is where you manage what you want to. Essentially, it's like burying. Remember when you were a school kid and used to like write letters to the future and bury it? It's like that, but the crypto version. So the tomb, that's where you manage your sarcophagi. You'll be able to see the ones you've created or received, as well as any cancelled, buried, or errored out. You can find more information there. Click on here, connect your MetaMask, and you can create something. So you can drop like files and shit in here as well. It doesn't have to be like cryptocurrency seed words or anything like that. It can be, you don't know, important business information, which is why I think this goes beyond just like, a lot of people look at projects like this and they think, it's just inheritance. And a lot of people in the cryptocurrency game, we all think we're all going to live forever, blah, blah, blah. And nothing bad's going to happen to me. But it isn't just that, though. There are ways this can be used by, as I said before, members of the media, if there are any real journalists left in this fucking game. people who want to pass on their cryptocurrency assets in the event of an emergency, but also businesses, perhaps if they've got some secret they don't want anyone else laying their eyes on, they can do it. Resurrection. So this is the private key of the person who will get this. So the person, you have to tell the person, I believe I'm right in saying, you know, can you give me your private key just of an empty Ethereum account? And they'll be like, yeah, all right. And you slap it in there and press submit, and all their information is there. I do not know exactly what this Eye of Horus is. It's all written in like Latin or something. It's rather... I think that's got something to do with something else. But anyway. So this is the token address for SARCO. One thing to bear in mind, as this is a very under the radar kind of project, something I must point out to you. The trading volume isn't that large yet. 24-hour trading volume, just over $51,000. As for where you can buy it, Uniswap V2. So bear that in mind. You can get the contract address obviously from here. Just copy it, put it in Uniswap, swap, etc., etc. You got the token address here, and they got the emission schedule as well. 60% for the DAO, 1% liquidity mining, archaeologist grants 2%, embalmer grants 2%, arch bonding incentive 15%, early supporters and devs 20%. But you can see the emission schedule here. To be quite honest with you, the emission schedule is pretty freaking nice, as in it's low, which is good if you aren't particularly interested in staking it. They've got your frequently asked questions, so you can read all that. You got your basic info, general frequently asked questions, liquidity mining frequently asked questions, governance, GitHub, production at GitHub. See, these guys are not playing games. Like, not being funny. If you have like diamond hands and can, you know, hold something for a little bit, I personally, no financial advice, really think you can see some substantial gains from doing this. So apparently when you want to put a file or put some, you know, information in this deadman switch, let's go back to the website. You can read the light paper here too. So you pick what you want to kind of mummify, I think that's the words they say, and then you upload it in there. You get the person you want to send it to. You may be able to just get the public key, actually. I think just a public key will suffice. And then you need to select resurrection, I think that's what they call it, which is the time which you want it to be available to the person you send it to, so they can open to it. Of course, it's encrypted, and with all the tech that SARCO has, and using Arweave's technology as well. Because like I say, Sarcophagus are very closely linked to Arweave. As I said before, SARCO has a market cap of like $1 million, and Arweave has a market cap 807x larger. Just let that hang out there for a bit. I always think it's good to leave information just hanging in the air sometimes. So yeah, they get that, and then they can kind of resurrect it themselves. But and you can set it to times. You can set it for like 1 hour later. You can set it for like 1 month later. You can set it for like 10 years, 20 years later if you want. It's entirely up to you. But once it's there forever until someone opens it. It literally is not going anywhere until the person you chose to be the person to open it, the resurrection time has surpassed, and B, they have their key and they can open it. It'll be there. Boom. And it's all good. So perhaps, you know, I mean, this is an extreme example, but if you were given like a year to live, you could get all your shit in order and just put it for like 18 months. On the proviso she doesn't meet another fella. Jesus. How quickly they forget. But in terms of the emissions then, I was reading that the emissions are really pretty low. So I think the circulating supply, as I mentioned before, is circa 400,000. If you're watching the replay, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on that. I'll be happy to give it a heart and perhaps even include it in my video description as an edit. As far as I know, there'll only be like 2 or 3% more released over the next year. But the inflation is very, very low. And as I said before, the supply is capped. And you can see here, if you go to not Yearn, and you've got your stablecoin liquidity mining. So you can put your USDC, USDT, or DAI in here, lock it up, and your SARCO will start racking up. This is going to last until the 14th of January 2022. That's for the stable coins. As for the adding liquidity, that's going to run through May 13th, 2022. Has just under a year remaining. And it submitted... So it actually started like... People are claiming it, people are not claiming it, and there's still like 2.5 million to come out. But the emission is not that fast at all, so don't worry about getting overinflated and priced out, because that fucking sucks. In regards to how the token works, of course the token is needed for actually using the service, and if you know, big corporations come to them and say, look, we need to lock some shit away for a while, then they have to pay you know, the token to get access to that. This is We Built a Fire. This is the blog then. So 100 million minted. Stablecoin liquidity mining started with 1 million SARCO. So that's how many are going to be emitted from people who put stablecoins in liquidity. And then 20 million sent to on-chain builders vesting contract, which is gradually released. DAO and treasury only controllable by on-chain vote. So there's your security aspect on there for y'all. And so embalmer use incentives, allocation 2.5 million, and archaeologist bonding incentives. So this is kind of how the token is working, and the kindlings ignites the twigs get the branches burning, etc. So it's terribly exciting, and it's a 100% open source project, and it's built by a global team of software developers, crypto enthusiasts, and security experts. There you go. Whereas Biz is talking about pink Wojaks and meme coins and all that kind of shit. Whereas Crypto Frog's talking about some highbrow gravy. But let me know what you think in the comments. Now, take a look at that and check it out. Why do I have 3 thumbs down? Is it because I'm being serious today? Jesus. Or is it because I'm not looking at the chat? Let me pull out the chat, see what y'all saying. Joe says I was sushi swag. Deadman switches have been used in heavy machinery to ensure the operator is paying attention and is present at their post. Wow, that's interesting. So there's another use case for your ass. Joe says, was looking at this before. We'll revisit. Please do, sir. Mr. Frosty, get those likes up for the Frogster. Yeah. I don't know whether my other video on Pancake Bunny hack got like 10 thumbs down. I was like, Jesus. I took it personally. Morning. When did I get into Y-axis like super early? Max Abbott, how does the app know it's time to open when you die? The app doesn't know it's time. You set the time. Angus Clark, buy high, sell low, problem solved. Anarchy Now, hi Frog. Seamus isn't getting on with Burger King. Any second chance for him? Nah, I haven't heard from him. He was useless. Thumbs down, people are soy boys. Anyway, let's save this for prosperity. So I can do something like I did with Arweave. I can do the same kind of thing. Arweave, when I made this video back in late June 2020, was $1.58. Now it's over $19. So let's do the same for Sarcophagus. Check it out. Ticker SARCO. Bear in mind, volume is kind of low, but that means it's under the radar. So I mean, look at all this shit fucking trending on Dex Tools. Kyushu, Jinu, Shib, Elon, Jero, Leash, Direwolf, Emacs, Hawk. That about fucking sums it up. So yeah, maybe people are interested in a bit of highbrow gravy. But not only is it highbrow, I think the ROI potential, the return on investment potential, which is what we all like talking about in this game, is very nice. They have a big Telegram group too, so jump in there. You can get to it via the Gecko. Tell them Crypto Frog made a video about them. They'll be loving it. Let's see if they've racked up some more followers, since probably goes without saying. Yeah, I think they added like 20 followers. Legendary. Now, I kind of wanted to, moving away from Sarcophagus, I hope I did a decent job explaining that. I just wanted to like basically just spit something out. It's kind of been on my mind in regards to cryptocurrency, especially with all this kind of like bear market stuff, all this manipulation shit. I think people are being far too emotional. Now, don't thumbs down me if you think I'm being a bit of a self-righteous dickhead or whatever. But I've been in this game a long time, yo. The thing, I think most people get stuck in their own little bubble on crypto Twitter or wherever they hang out crypto related. They don't see the wood for the fucking trees. I mean, what we are involved here in cryptocurrency is probably, which is why the elites are like going full fucking Borg on the offensive against cryptocurrency, because they know a bunch of apes and undesirables, or what did Clinton call? Maybe she called them undesirables. The Trump supporters, she called them something. But it's so ridiculous. I mean, we got to. I mean, I don't want to lecture anyone about anything. But do you just ask yourself a question? Do you think there's a reason why all of a sudden, like fucking all these fucking celebrities, Elon Musk, CNN, BBC, CNBC, all these arseholes in different governments around the world, while they're all trying to get us to take our eye off the ball, to make us think, oh fuck, it's over. It's not over. Now, I don't want to be like all fucking deplorables. That's it. Yeah, deplorables. That's what they want to make us out to be. But at the end of the day, we aren't the deplorables. We're the fucking trailblazers. And especially the guys involved in projects that are really pushing the boundaries. The people involved in projects in DeFi that are just like fucking crushing the game. I mean, we might be hangers on, we might be riding on their coattails, but don't be made to feel bad. Don't have any of your in real life buddies sneer at you, because you'll be fucking sneering back at them, or even just tell them to fuck off. Think about how it used to be. Go back like 5 years or whatever. People, you used to talk about like Bitcoin to people, and they'd literally laugh in your fucking face. And now they're all coming out like, how do I open an account on Coinbase? How do I open an account on Binance? What coins do you recommend? I bought Come to Ease and all this kind of shit. Not only that, but think about how far we've come. Like from the days of being laughed at. And on some days we deserve to get laughed at. But now you've got Bitcoin is probably universally known in most developed countries, and probably 70 to 80% of up and coming, shall we say, I don't know what's the right term for developing countries anymore. But now you go on Twitter, put a hashtag and put Bitcoin, and it puts the Bitcoin symbol up there for you. A multi-billion-dollar company. You've got all these CEOs saying they're all big into Bitcoin. You've got all these fucking massive investment banks. You've got all these companies aping in left, right, and center. You've got hedge funds. And it's not just Bitcoin too, it's Ethereum. So just don't get fudded out of your bags. Jesus Christ, dude. I mean, even stuff that we've forgotten about now, like NFTs, like normies are still talking about that shit. And what's that built on top of? That's fucking decentralized finance. Hello? Fucking knock through these normie fucking skulls. You're talking about Ethereum. So anyway, I'm just thinking, yeah, the market might be a bit shitty right now. But fucking hell. We are like the 0.1% of the 1%. And I think the real 0.1%, real in quotation marks, feel fucking threatened by that. Which is why they are throwing like literally the kitchen sink at cryptocurrency right now. And I don't know about you all, but we have our rough days, we have our bad days. But I'm sure plenty of you watching this video have had some days where you're just fucking crushed. I'm sure you paid off some debts that you never thought you'd pay off. I'm sure you bought that car you never thought you'd buy. Doing something you enjoy. So don't let them fudge you out of it. I think this is all a completely coordinated campaign, and it just pisses me off. But you know what? We will win. Because you can't beat something that is like DeFi, something that is fair, unlike the fucking banks, the Wall Street banks. Now, I'm not jumping on like Occupy Wall Street bullshit or anything like that. So we don't need anyone to validate our opinions about anything. And I also think a lot of the time it's also good to get out of our fucking little bubbles that we live in. Because if you really think about it, I mean, how many people like who don't know what they're talking about probably look at the price of Bitcoin and think, oh, well, it dumped a lot, so I'm definitely not going to, or Ethereum, oh, the price went down a lot, so I'll probably leave it. They just look at the price. We understand the underlying value of it. I just thought I'd fucking, they're just fucking raging, yo. All right, and I wanted to briefly touch upon, so I'll pull up Binance here. Because I have to show you this. Now, I've managed to get WooX, because I'm on WooX beta, and I just have to show you the liquidity for your own eyes. So looking at Binance here, so I'll run it up to like $40,000, right? So this is in decimals 10, right? Each one of these $10, 830, 840, blah, 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 blah. Run that up to like 40K. There's like 65 Bitcoin, right? Now I'm on WooX beta, which is going to have 0 trading fees. I mean, I don't know how much cryptocurrency you buy on all these fucking centralized exchanges, but you don't even know the storm that's coming with Woo. It is just ridiculous, yo. So looking at this then, even going out all the way up to 39.92, grand total of 30, let's say 43 Bitcoin for sale. That's 39.9. Only going up to 38.85, there's 85 to 99 Bitcoin for sale. For 0 transaction fees. Let's go down the other side. Let's go down from 700 to like 610 or something. There's 50, 58, 62, something like that. And going down 100 here, there's like at least 30 more Bitcoin. Let's have another look at Ethereum, and let's have a look at Bitcoin Ethereum. Because I know some people on Twitter are like, why are you so fucking bullish on blah, 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 blah. For a start, I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude. Let's get this on 1. Alright, so let's pull it up. So it's 2690. There are roughly 400. let's say an average of like 300 Ethereum. On here, there are between high 6 to low 800 Ethereum. And the sells, it's like, the buy walls, there's like, between like, I don't know, let's say be fair, like say 450. So a similar amount on the Ethereum. Let's have a look at XRP. Let's pull it up to just 1 cent. That'll probably make it a lot easier. I think I took it a little bit too far there. So to 116, there are 3.5 million XRP. So there are more than 500,000 more XRP on an exchange that isn't even fully live yet, aka Woo, than Binance. Let's pull it down to $1.05. There are 8.6 million. So just slightly less XRP in the buy orders for an exchange that isn't even open yet compared to Binance. Need I say more? And just before I go, I will can we stake on SARCO now? Yes, you can. That crap trending on Dex tools tells me I haven't crashed enough. Yeah, it kind of makes me feel the same. MV said, the other day you said you started with $7,000. How to handle DCA for small bags? Back in the day, I just used to ape in like 50-50. I used to play, like I say, my risk tolerance has substantially waned over the years. But I think you have to take some risks at the start. You just literally have to. Now, there's a couple more things I want to talk about. Because this... I'm going to pull up VFAT. Now, obviously, crypto is going through a bit of a tough time at the minute in terms of the price, not of course of the innovation and everything that's going on. Don't get me wrong. But vfat.tools should be bookmarked in your browser, whatever. I'm seeing more and more people talking about Harmony for some reason. So I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye on Harmony and the ecosystem there. And plus, Binance does actually let you withdraw to the Harmony or One. So that takes a lot of that makes it a lot easier for people to farm. As of now, on vfat.tools, there's only 3 up there: Mochi, Viper, and OpenSwap. But I think if you do your own digging, you can find more. And just as a kind of a little bow to end this, I found this website the other day. Just like going from like talking about a proper serious project to like finishing on the complete polar opposite. But I don't know whether you've seen this website. It's called Meme Gecko, not Coin Gecko, Meme Gecko. I'll stick the link in the chat. Where to watch a video on staking Sarco, Froggy? I mean, it's pretty simple. Go to here, go to the Sarcophagus, go to earn, or mainnet app. Let me have a look again. You can obviously provide liquidity. That's one way of doing it. One way of doing it is liquidity farming. So putting an equal amount of Sarco and ETH in. That's one way of doing it. And it emits 0.79 Sarco per second to everyone who's involved. And you can also put stable coins in there. I mean, if you have some stable coins laying around. I mean, considering, in my mind, the potential return on interest that Sarco could bring, if you have some stable coins laying around, they just think, fuck it, I'll just throw a couple of thousand USDC, or a couple of thousand USDT, or a couple of thousand a DAI in there, lock them up for a bit. And no, they're not locked, you can unlock them at any time. But just mine some Sarco and forget about it and come back in a year. And it may very well have 50x'd. I mean, Arweave did like a 12x from when I made my video, like less than a year ago. And but that was a much bigger market cap back then. And Sarcophagus is, like I say, like a $1 million market cap. I mean, the room for growth is absolutely extraordinary, in my opinion. And as I said before, there really is literally nothing else on the market that I can see. Plus, I mean, it's going up, but it's not like nothing crazy. And the all-time high was actually $8, and now it's less than $3. And the all-time low was 188. So it's only $1 above its all-time low. For a project really no one's talking about, but then, I mean, name me one other project you can think of that is anything like this. And the scope of use. I mean, imagine if you had some like massive like fucking scandal, but you were actually worried you'd get thrown in the clink like fucking Assange or something like that. Or, you know, that the Snowden guy, instead of like meeting up in with some Guardian journalists in Hong Kong or whatever, he could have used Sarcophagus and been like, yo, it will open in 2 weeks, and there's no need to meet in that. Then he wouldn't have to jump on like 5 planes and end up living like a hobo in Russia. In fact, no one would have even. I think he thrives on the publicity, to be quite frank. But I mean, and financially, I think he's done very well out of it. Indeed, I mean, he's on TV pretty much all the time and sells books out of his ass. In fact, he looks like a hobo, but I'm sure he's treated like a fucking king in Moscow or wherever he lives. I bet he's got like the best fucking apartment in the best part of Moscow. And I bet he's looked after very nicely, because you know Putin and that. They aren't letting no 3-letter agencies grab him off the street of Moscow. That ain't happening. I bet he could just walk into a club and be like, "Yo, what up?" But anyway, yeah, he thrives off it. But I mean, like I say, there's so many different ways of doing it. It says on the web page here, So will and trust. So it's like, you know, if you just want to leave a will, I mean, if you have like 1,000 Ethereum, I mean, pretty much you are going to be a millionaire in US dollars so many times over. Something like this is like, something like if you don't have, then you're playing a very dangerous game. Also trust, like if you have some little kids or whatever and you think, you know, yeah, I've got a bunch of Bitcoin, or I've got a bunch of Ethereum, or I've got some Sarco. It's like, instead of giving a Rolex watch or your, I don't know, some exotic watch to your eldest son when he turns of age, give him a bunch of crypto. Password recovery. So, I mean, a lot of us have passwords as well that it's almost, you know, kind of like, you know, things where you want the password kept safe, but you also don't want to know it until a certain date to stop your trigger fingers from doing something you don't want to do. Well, not something you don't want to do, but something you feel like you might do. Credential pass down. I'm not entirely sure what that means, credential pass down. But I am intrigued. What is it? Credential pass down. Maybe it's a way of doing stuff like tech-wise that you just don't want unseeing eyes getting it a look at. But I'm not entirely sure. Political activism. And, you know, it isn't just your Assanges or your... you know, as Westerners, we just know the famous ones. But there are countries around the world that are so fucking giga repressed. Like Iran, Venezuela, probably a lot of the Middle Eastern countries, places in Africa, places in Central America, places in South America, places in Asia, China. You know, there are places where you want to spread information, but you don't want any unauthorized eyes to see said information. Key material backup and emergency communication. Emergency communication also probably something that could be used in that. So just quickly going over the timeline then. So Q3, on-chain development lab founding, Sarcophagus V1 security audits complete. So they're working on the audits, but these guys are like security experts anyway. And then Q1 of next year is the release of V2. There you go. Let's have one more look at the chat. I promised I wouldn't make such long fucking streams. What the fuck? YouTube didn't tell me it was frog time. You got to click the bell, sir. Yo, Frog, what do you think about... Oh, God, not talking about that. No, I made a stream on Pancake Bunny being hacked the other day. Like, literally 24 hours ago. Are you still hitting grape on the vape, bro? No, I've got milk flavor. That shit is good. It's like calcium. All right, take a look at Sarcophagus. Ticker is SARCO. Market cap. Tiny, yo. Like $1 million. So under the radar. actually pushing the boundaries of what fucking decentralized fucking applications should be doing, what cryptocurrency should be doing, what it should allow its users to do. Barely anyone's talking about it. But I get the feeling this stream will be one I will look back on in 1 year's time and be like, yeah, I'm going to use that for a bit of fucking clout, if you know what I'm saying. But check out SARCO. They are listed on CoinGecko, and they also have a Telegram group. Go in there, and a Discord. Ask around. And check out the website. There's so much material in here. You can read all these drop-down menus. You can view their light paper. You can scroll to the bottom. You've got all their GitHub. You can get email updates from them, how it works, tokens, incentives, about, blog, liquidity mining, governance app, Aragon DAO, documentation. Is there anything else you require? I don't think so. If you are new to the channel and like the content, click subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. 8,000 subscribers soon, please. Click thumbs up. Momoland. I mean, she is kind of cute, though. I ain't going to lie, but not so sure about this one. She looks like she got slapped over the face with a plastic surgeon. And disclaimer, no financial advice. Do your own research. That's what we like to see here. Thank you, everyone. You are absolute legends. And if you haven't already, subscribe. Peace out.